Engineers and designers have used a great deal of skill and knowledge to produce the modern motor car. The owner invests a lot of money in it. If we also invest a little of our time and effort in maintenance and checking, the motor car can remain good-looking and can give trouble-free service throughout a very considerable lifetime. Most owners do try to keep the exterior finish sparkling and clean. However, reliable service depends more particularly upon regular checks and adjustments, and these are really very simple. Some drivers prefer to leave everything to a mechanic, but there is great advantage in knowing what should be done. The owner's handbook is always an excellent guide and should be used in conjunction with the suggestions which will be made in this film. Once the body of the car has been cleaned, it's a good idea to go right around looking in detail for any signs of damage. A loose strip of chrome will almost certainly collect water, which in time will cause rust. Water may collect around door openings. Even a very small chip like this one can worsen quickly because of rust. The glass and rubber seals of the headlights are checked. The glass should be firm and the rubber should be free from any signs of perishing. The windscreen is inspected. Any small scratch or chip could make a weak point and may cause it to shatter. For safety, we check that door handles are firm and that they properly control the latches. Check that the petrol cap is screwed up tightly. Look at the rubber and glass on the rear lights and the number plate light. These are often prone to stone or water damage. Now, the mechanical side. Oil is absolutely vital to engine, gearbox, and differential. The sticker tells when lubrication service should be done, and the figures here should be checked against the mileage reading. Even if the oil change is not yet due, we check the engine dipstick, which is marked with a top and a bottom limit. To make an accurate reading, we wipe the dipstick clean first, then dip again and check the level. These reservoirs hold the brake fluid. Brakes work on the pressure maintained by this fluid, which must always be kept at the proper level. If necessary, top up the clutch fluid reservoir too, being sure only to use the correct fluid. Next, we have a look at the fan belt. It should be smooth and should show no signs of cracking or fraying. Some fan belts are grooved, like this, which should not be confused with splits and cracks, the sign of excessive wear. It may be necessary to adjust the fan belt tension, but not too tightly. It needs to have a small amount of play between the pulleys. If the engine is warm, release the radiator cap slowly to the safety stop to allow pressure to escape. Then remove the cap and top up with clean water if required. Remembering that cooling systems do work under pressure, have a look all around the radiator for any signs of leaking. Hoses will deteriorate in time. Check that they are firm and watertight. This bottle contains water for the windscreen washers, or it will contain water for the windscreen washers if we remember to refill it regularly. The battery is the heart of the car's electrical system. The acid level in each cell must just cover the plates inside. We never add acid, only distilled water, until each cell is at the correct level. Battery corrosion can be removed easily with a rag dampened in warm water. Always be careful not to spread the corrosion, particularly into inaccessible places. Make sure that the battery terminals are tightly clamped and that the battery itself is properly secured. A tool kit is a good idea. Certainly a few basic items are indispensable. At some time or other, wheels may have to be changed, for which a jack with handle, a wheel nut spanner and a screwdriver are essential. The instruction book will be very specific about tyre pressures. Incorrectly inflated tyres wear out quickly as well as affecting the way the car handles. Don't forget to check the spare. Tyres in good condition have a deep tread. Wear is even. There are no cuts, abrasions or bulges in the walls. Tyres will last very much longer if the manufacturer's recommendation for rotating wheel positions is followed. There may possibly be damage to the wheel itself or to the underbody of the car. Early discovery and repair may well save costly damage later. Brake fluid hoses join the wheel cylinders through backing plates. We check there for leaks and check the hoses themselves for the slightest sign of damage. Check wheel nuts and see they're tight before replacing the hubcap. Nowadays, we depend a lot on signal lights. Front and rear indicator lamps should be checked. Headlights and tail lights must work. The dip switch must bring headlights to high beam. We check too that the near side indicators operate front and rear. While operating the switches, we see that the high beam warning light and the indicator pilot lights are working. The braking lights work when the foot brake is used. If the car is parked near a wall, the reflections of the braking lights can be seen when the pedal is pressed. The reversing light can be checked in the same way. Inside the car, the door switches for the courtesy lights can be tested. All the instruments and gauges must operate. For some of these, the ignition switch will have to be turned on. We see that there is sufficient fuel in the tank and check that the dual brake warning light is working. Remember to turn the ignition switch off again. If the steering mechanism is right, there should be only a small amount of free movement in the wheel and the whole motion of the wheel will be smooth. When did we last use the horn? Now's the time to check that it will work next time. We release the handbrake and put it up again to feel the tension. If the ratchet is working properly, the clicks will be even and positive, although using the ratchet in this way is not good driving practice, as we'll see in later films. The clutch pedal should have the recommended free travel. It should then be harder to press as it goes to the floor. The brake pedal should also have a similar free movement at first. It should then become firm and then impossible to press much further. We see that nothing interrupts the smooth movement of the accelerator pedal. When the engine is started, the instrument panel can be rechecked and the washers and wipers can be operated to see that they are working properly. The release catches on the seat belts must work without the slightest difficulty, and the belts themselves must show no signs of weakness or wear. Regular inspection of the car by the driver will reveal the need for minor repairs and adjustments from time to time. If these are carried out by the owner or by a qualified mechanic, as soon as they are detected, the need for costly overhauls and replacements will be postponed for a very long period. And certainly, the good looks, the performance and reliability of the car will be assured for many years to come.